Welcome to my YouTube channel, Victor the Analyst. So, subscribe for more video content on data analysis. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Okon Samuel Victor. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Victor the Analyst. So, we are going to be working on the part two of our social media awareness. So, in the first part, we actually cleaned our data, transformed our data, and did a key influencer dashboard to actually check the what makes the productivity decrease, and we realized that when addiction goes up, the it influences our productivity to actually come down using our Power BI AI tools. So let's go to the demography analysis. We were able to come up with these three charts. We did the number of users by the gender, number of users by the age group, and the number of users by the location. So we're going to move on to the next two parts, then we'll start designing. So I will go to here. So there's it. Now we're going to do for number of users per salary group and the number of users per profession. So let me come out here and I'll click on this my visualization pan. How will you make use of this? So let's go to my facts table. Then okay, I think I should have salary, this salary table here, the salary group. Then I'll bring that to the y-axis. Then the number under my measures, I have the total users here. Okay, good. So let me bring this one down here. No, up here is okay. And then this one, I bring this one, I'll adjust this a little bit. So the next one is by profession. Let me bring up this, bring this up. Okay, now I would adjust this down a little bit. So let's bring in our total users. That will be on the y-axis. And the next one, which is the, let me check, the profession. Okay, I go to the fact table. Then I look for my profession. This is it. Then I drag this to the x-axis. So now we have something like this. So let me extend this out. So we can see that students are the number of people that actually watch, um, actually make use of the social media the most. They have the highest numbers, which is 246 among the 1000 number of users that we have in our data sets. All right, let's move to the next one. So we want to bring in this is what we're going to do next. This is the total users and this next. Then we will start focus on designing this. Let's go to, I'll make sure I click outside here. Then I'll click on the card. So click on the card. So let me bring that up here and adjust this. Okay. So the number of users, I have that in my measure. So I'm just going to close this. Just going to close this and I'll click on the measures. The total number of users, I bring it to these views. So now we have this. Okay, now the next one is the average minutes spent. Average minutes spent. So I'll click outside here, then I'll click on the card. I'll drag this here. Okay, let me just adjust this a little bit. Adjust this a little bit to be able to accommodate what I want to fit inside here. So the minutes, I'll go to the fact table to bring that in. This is total time spent on video. Now drag this into this place. So I'll convert this to average, change this to average. So we have this. And then back to this. Let's see. Okay, good. Now let's bring in this our the title here, which is social media uses analysis. We click outside here and I'll click on this. Then drag this up like this. I'll extend this out. Extend this out. Okay. Now there we go. This social media usage analysis. So I'll wake up a couple of social media usage analysis. So I would just highlight this, then change this to 32, then I'll make this bold. I think 32 is too small. Let me make it to 36. Better this way. Okay. Alright, so let's move to the next one. So now we want to start designing our dashboard. We can see how it's not really clean, it's not really arranged properly, and the colors is not what we want to use. So I would start by bringing in the color that we want. So there is this app and software that I make use. I use and Shift, Windows key, Shift, and C. So this is the color that I use in my background. So I'm going to click on this. Then it's called Color Picker. But there's no other color. You can check for it online. Just go online, then look for Color Picker for Microsoft. It should help you bring it out. But nevertheless, all these colors you can just look at it and make use of this color that we have here in my screen. So then I'll go to now I want to format the background. Let me just go to I'll click outside here. Make sure you're not selecting any of the charts or the text box or anything. This one will come out like this. I'll click here. Then I said I want canvas background. I'll change the background color to change the more colors. I'll select it, then I'll go Ctrl V. So that's it. Then my transparency, I'll reduce it. Okay, there you go. I could make it to be 0. Good. So let me just cancel this first. So now we have this. So let's arrange this properly. Let's arrange this properly. All right. And I bring this here to the middle. So we arrange this properly, where fitted well. Okay, let's select this and good. So good. Now we are good to go. Now let's move to the next one. So I would check out this. Now we want to start designing our each charts. Let me start by this. Let me start by this one. So I would do Windows Shift and C. So let me check its color. Okay. Okay, let me look at something. Go to my view. Sorry. View. Come down here. Customize current. So I want to check the color I used for my theme colors. So that's what we're going to use. So if it come up, okay, now these are the colors. So I will copy this color and use. I'll copy this, Control C. Then I'll go back to this person here. Then I'll go to the view. I'll go to my theme, drop down, and I'll say customize current theme. So let me first will come up. Then I'll on this my color one. I'll do Control A, Control V. Then I'll hit on. I'll click outside. They don't click on apply yet. Let me go back to this. So this other color, color 2, I'll select this, Control C. So I would go to this, my color 2. Let me do Control V. Click outside here. So the color 3. So let's check out the color 3. I'm going to select these two as well. So okay, I think this is also Control V already. So come outside. So these are the 3 colors we want to use. Then I'll click on apply. So let's see what's going to happen. So when I hit on apply immediately, you can see that everything has changed. Now, what is left for us to do is we want to format the background, our chart background. So there's now let's format our chart background. So I'll select this. Then I'll go to the general. So I'll do something again. I need the color for this. I need a color for this. Let me just apply. I need a color for this. So let me just do, let me get the color. Okay, let me copy. All right, cancel this. Sorry. All right, so I'll select this. Then I'll go to this is visuals. This is general. So let me explain this. Everything that has to do with the visual happens to be anything that has to do with the chart. But the general deals with the background of this chart. You understand? General means the background of the chart. Now we have the visual, which I'm not going to touch. We've done that already. We've changed the visual. We don't have to touch on that for now. If needed, we'll come back to that. So the general, that's what we're going to work on. The general is the background, the title, and things like that. So our title is on. So let's come down here. We're going to change our title. But before that, let's leave that for now. Let's go to the effect. And now let's change our effect to this color. Let's click on more color and do Ctrl V. So we have that. Come down a little bit. On your visual borders, we're going to change this to this color. Come down, and the px rounded will make it to be 10. Hit enter. Now we want shadow. Shadow means that we want effects. So let's on our shadow. Let's on the shadow. Yeah, so that's good. Now the next thing that we're going to do is we want to work on the title. So before going to the title, let me see what we did here. So our title is number of user per gender. Number of user per gender. So let's show up. Let's go up and open the title. You say, oh, I like this. You say number of user per gender. Okay. Now we make it bold. We come down. The text will be black. We align it to be center. Align center. Align center. Cool. Now we are not going to change the background color of the title. We're going to leave it like that. We're not going to change that. So let's go back to what we have here. So now we have exactly what we have in this place. So that's good. So let's move on to the next one. Select this. So we're going to do the same process for these two as well. The title is number of user per age group. So let's select the title. We say we want number of user per age group. Okay. Now you make this one bold. We align it to the center. Okay. Now for the effects, the same color, we're going to change it back for the background. We're going to use the same color we used here. Then we'll come down again. We on our shadow. On the shadow. Then all on the visual border. So the color, we don't want the visual border, we change it to this color. Now let's look at this. This is our title. We are going to remove this title, this age group. We're going to move the title, but we are going to leave this. We're going to leave this. So this is going to be number of users here. So how do we change that? So let's go back to our visual. That's where you have, I said anything that has to do with the chart is in the visual. So we have the y-axis, we have the x-axis. Now this is our y-axis and this is our x-axis. So we're going to start from the y-axis. From the y-axis, we'll click on the arrow there. We want to off the title. Now we have here in the y-axis we have the value and we have the title. So now this is the value and this is the title. So we're going to leave our title, our value, because this is our value. We want it to be there, but I'm going to off our title, which is the age group of that. Now we close the y-axis, then open the x-axis. Then we're going to come down. We have the value and we have the title. So for the title, click on the title drop down and we're going to change this to number of users. So we are going to make this bold. Okay, or better still, just make it, don't make it bold, leave it like this. All right, so now we move proceed to the next one. Select this. Okay, now only design that we have to do in our location is just to change the title. Just change the title. So we'll go to this, we'll just say Control A, number of user per location. Alright, we'll make it bold. Then let's come down a little bit. We'll align it to the center. Let's come down a bit again. Alright, we're going to the effects. Let's go back to the effects. The background, we're going to change our background to this color. Okay. Then on our visual border, change the color to this color. This is going to be 10 px. Hit enter. Then come down a little bit on our shadow. Okay, now for location, you make sure your data is connected to your system. If not, it's not going to work. It works with internet connection. All right, now we are done with this. So let's move proceed to this. Now for this, remember that we have actually done this formatting. We are going to make use of what we call paint to do this one. We're not going to repeat the same process for this. So I'll go to my home. I'll select this. Then I'll click on this brush and I'll just select this as well. So every format that I've done here will actually repeat itself here. Now let's deal with this. I'm going to change the title, rename the title well, and rename the title for the x-axis properly. So select this and I'll come up here, which is the visual, go to the visual. Now I want to work on the y-axis. No, y-axis is already worked on. Then let me go to the x-axis, which is this. So my title, I'll say number of users. That's perfect. Now we can see that this thing is not well arranged. Let's try and see if we can arrange. Just click on this three dots, then come down to sort as is. Then go say sort by salary group. Then come down here. Then say sort ascending. So now we are actually ascending by their salary group. Better this, which is better this way. Now this is our last design. So I'm going to select this. So I'm seeing grid lines here. Okay, so come here, sorry, our visualization. So I don't want grid lines. Don't want grid lines. Let me select this if I'm seeing grid lines. I don't want grid lines. So select and off all your grid lines if you have grid lines in your own, which we didn't touch. So off grid lines for every. I don't want grid lines. This one does not have grid lines. So for this, yes, we've actually off the grid lines.
Mm. 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 Mm.
Now the next thing that we're going to move on to, it's the is the background. So let's go to the background, the effects. Let's change the background color. The visual border on that. Change this one to this, and this is gonna be like 10 px. Okay, and I'm gonna on the shadow. Okay, let's come down a bit. Okay, now the title, we're working on the title. Number of user per profession. So change this one to bold. And align center. Now for this, we've not changed its title. Select this. Number of user per age group. Okay, that's good. So I'm going to select this, and I would go to my visual. I'm going to off on my x-axis. I want to off my title, of the title. For I'll close this. For the y-axis, I'm going to off the I'm going to on the title. The title should be on, but I will change the name to be number of users. All right, good. We are all set. So let's format this now. So I'm going to select this. Now I want to format this my text box. So I will go to this is the effect. So for the effect, we're going to change this one to the color we've been using, which is this color. Then I'll on my visual border, and I'll on the shadow. I'll change this one to this color. So let's just adjust this properly. So for my visual border, I'll change this to 10. Hit enter. So good. So let me format this one. So for this one, this which is my card, I'm going to off my category label. Off this, you can see. I'll go to the callout value. The callout value is the number. So I'll make it bold. Then the number, I think we actually use a different set of number. Okay. Now with the color for the number, this is my team color. I'll choose this. So that was we used. And so let me come down a little bit again. Up, up. All right, let's go to the general. For the general, our background color will be this color. I'm going to on my title. Then I'll change this one to average minutes spent. Then make this one bold. I'll make it to the align to the center. So for my background color, I'll choose this one. Okay, so let's come up a bit and close this. That's all for title. For the effects now, let's come down. We've changed the background color, so let's move downward and go to the shadow. The shadow, I'm going to on the shadow, and the visual border, I'm on that. I'll change this color to this color. Then I'll change this one to 10px, 10px, and hit enter. So there we go. Now I want to replicate this design that I did here into this. I don't need to redesign this one. I'll just select this, go to my home, select this paint, then click on this. So now this one is already formatted. So the title, yes, the title is not showing. I need to go and input my title there, which is the number of users. I'll come to my format, this format your visuals. I'll go to the general. That's where I have my title. Click on the title drop down. Then I'll say number of users. Yeah, cool. Now let's select the space. I didn't do border for this. Let me go to the general. Think, yeah, effects, and come down, please. Visual border. This is to be 10px. 10px. Yeah, perfect now. Now we are done formatting our formatting our dashboard. Now the main what we want to do next is we want to bring in our icon. So I'm going to tell us the website that I used to get all this icon from. This is the icon that I used. So I'm going to tell us the website that I got it from. So let's move on to the website. So I will just open this, sorry. Then I'll go to flaticon.com. So this is the website I use in getting the all those icons. So go to flighticon.com. If you don't have an account yet, you should get an account. So I can just select this and search for gender, and I hit enter. So it's going to look for. So you're going to sign up. You can see that I already have an account. That's why it's not asking me to sign up. It's going to ask you to sign up. So make sure you sign up. So you can come down here. Any of the icon you want to choose, you want to choose this. You can just select on download. Then you download it in PNG. Now you have the premium download. We're going to choose the free download. Click on the free download. So just close this. So you already downloaded up here. So let me go back to my Power BI. So I'll go to insert tab. Then I'll go to we have the text box, we have the button to your report, and we have the shape, but we have the image. So I want to bring in image. So I'll go to the downloads. So now this is the image I just downloaded. Select this and I'll click on open. So here we go. So I will adjust this and bring that here. So I'm going to add the icon that I used for this video. I'm going to add it into into the description of this video. You can actually download it there. So I'm going to put that there. So now let's go for the age group. Let me go and look for icon for age group. I'll go to flat icon too, and I would go and look for age group. Hit enter. So I'll come down. I'll click on this free download. So I'm going to pause this video and do for the rest. So when we come back here, then we'll go to the next uh, task of this our project. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, I noticed that I actually did a mistake here. This is not supposed to be age group. This is supposed to be salary group. So I would come to my visuals here, select that, and I'll go to my general. So for the title, I'll change that to number of users per salary group. So we have that. So I'll go to the visual, sorry, the general. So let me come down here. Under the effects, come down. So the border, I'll change this to 10, 10 px. Okay, good, 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 good. So everything is perfect. So 10 px, let's say 10 px. So everything should be 10 px. The reason why we're putting 10 px is that we want this is a rounded corner. Is a rounded corner. We want a rounded corner. That's why we're actually putting 10 px there. So everything is perfect now. Good. So let me just click outside here. So we are done with our first dashboard. We want to move on to the next dashboard, which is the, let me check that, which is the behavior analysis. The behavior analysis. So I would right click here and duplicate. So right click and duplicate. So let's rename this to behavior analysis. Behavior analysis. So we want to check how our this demography, how they interact with the social media, how they interact with the social media. We're going to do like an overview. Then in this analysis, we're just going to focus on the age group demography to see how they actually interact with the social media in the sense that how long they spend watching video and things like that. So let's move on to this. Let's see what we have in our behavior analysis. So I select my behavior analysis. So let's look at something. Now, this is our users. We want to see how they interact, what kind of device they use, the average minute they spend on the platform, their watch time, the number of users, and the average minute spent on using per OS. You understand? And where do they use social media the most? You understand? Is it when they are at school or at home or at work or they are commuting? And we are going to check their connection type too as well. Do they make use of the mobile data or Wi-Fi? You understand? So this one gives us like an overview of how these people actually their behavior towards the social media, how they interact with the social media. So this is what we're going to do. Now we have the number of users per device. So let me just select this number of users per device. So go back here. So I'll select this one. Then we're going to change this to open my visualization. I want to change the data that is inside there. We're going to change this gender, remove the gender, and go to device type and check, or you click. Let's check this. So we have device type. So let's come to the, okay, I feel like let's do all the changes, then and then we'll come back to change the title. You understand? Then we'll come back to change the title. Now move to the next one. This is number of users and average minutes spent on, average minutes per platform, average minutes per platform, number of users and average minutes per platform. Okay, can you just say that average, that is what, let me explain this chart, meaning that the number of users on TikTok is 273, and the average minutes they spend on TikTok is uh the average minutes they spend on TikTok should be 15 point something. Whereas in Instagram they have a high number of users, just like TikTok, but they spend lesser time, like not lesser minute on Instagram. You understand? They actually spend like 14 minutes, 14 minutes on average, but in this one they actually spend like 15 minutes on average. While in YouTube they spend 15 minutes point two on average, and they have 250. Meaning that what this one tells us is that though this they have used high number of users on this platform, but the number of minutes they actually spend watching videos there are actually low, compare, or probably compare, they are high in this medium compared to what we have in Instagram. But Instagram they have high number, but still they spend lesser time. Because if you want to compare Instagram with YouTube, Instagram has a high number of users, but they spend lesser time watching videos on Instagram. But YouTube, they has high number of users, and still they still have high number of that means the users actually spend time watching this video. You understand? This is what you are going to do. So I will come back to this. Let me come back to our work. All right. What we're going to do next is we want to create a measure. Let's create a measure. We'll right click here. I will say add new measure. Right click here and say new measure. We want to calculate average minutes. All right, the number of our measure is average underscore minutes, which is equals to average. Let me click minutes time spent on video. Yeah. Then I'll close the brackets and I hit enter. So I'm going to select this. I'll make use of what we call a combo chart. I'll make use of a combo chart. We have a combo chart here. Select this. We have this, and the line charts. I'll bring in the average time spent there. So now we have that. So for the age group, we're not making use of the age group. We are going to remove this and go to our fact table, then bring in the device type. No, the social media. Let's go to the social media, the platform, then bring to the x-axis. Now you can see that the TikTok have the highest number of users, but their average time spent there is not really that much compared to YouTube. YouTube have 15.27, but the difference is really not that much. The difference is really not that much. But Facebook has the least, which is 14.62. Facebook have a high number of users, but they actually have a low number of minutes. That means the people don't really spend much time watching video on Facebook. So let's move to the next one, which is number of users per time, by watch time. So I would just change this to a line chart. Then I'll remove this. Which is the location, and I'll go down to I will uncheck the location. Yeah, uncheck this too as well. So I want to bring in time. So this is our watch time. Bring the watch time into the x-axis. So now we have this. So now we can see that our peak time is 2 p.m. This is when most of our users actually make use of the social media. Then let's move to the next one. Number of users per average minute. Number of users and average minutes per OS. Now, we want to know how our users interact with the social media using a different operating system. So, I'm mostly going to use the combo chart so as well. Now, let's remove the salary group and bring in OX. Alright, then we have go back to our measure and check the average minutes. So we're going to bring the average minutes into the line axis. Good. This one tells us that we have a lot of users coming from the Android, which is almost like 50%. You can see this is 500 users from the Android, and the number of time they spend on video is actually high too as well. While the least second is the OS device, which is like 25% of our users, and the OS spend more time on video compared to the Android users. She gets. So definitely we are trying to say that if we want to get like this one can give us an insight that the OS users, yes, they have a low number of audience, but still they spend a lot of time watching um or they spend a lot of time on video. You understand? So let's move to the next one. Number of users and average minutes per. Now I want to check on commutes. Let me just minimize this, and I'll change my visualization to combo, to combo. Okay, then I would uncheck the profession. Then I'll check, let me look for commots up here. This which is the current activities. I put that in the x-axis, meaning that where most of our users are actually using the internet. Is it from home? Is it from at work? Is it from the commuting? We are probably are walking around and things like that. And let's check it by the average. The let's. I'm gonna close this, and I will bring in my average minutes into the line as this. So now we have this. Okay, good. Now the last one, which is the connection type. Connection type. So I'm going to select this, then I'll do Ctrl C, Ctrl V. So that's has helped me duplicate this, and I'll bring that here. I would let me just select this and delete this icon. I don't need that there. Let me adjust this here, then adjust this and close it. Connection type. So we want to see how the users are interacting with the social media. What kind of connection type are they using? Are they using the Wi-Fi? Are they using the data? So I would cancel this, which is the current activities. Then back to my fact table. That is where I will get that information from, which is the connection type. I will drag that into the x-axis. So now we have this. So this tells us that most of our users are coming from the mobile data, and the rest are actually coming from the Wi-Fi. Now we have like 70% coming from the mobile data, and the number, that is the minutes spent on video, are low compared to the people actually using Wi-Fi. Meaning that people that are using, the users using Wi-Fi actually spend more time on video on average compared to the people using mobile data. Now let's start formatting our charts. We've actually done a great job by coming up with something like this. Okay, so we're going to adjust this a little bit. So all these icon, I'm going to delete them, because I'm going to delete this icon and bring in a ray icon for the chart. So we all know where I got my icon from. I got my icon from Flight Icon. So you can go to flighticon.com to get your icon. So I'm going to pause this video, then rearrange the dashboard. I believe that I've done something like this in the previous, which is the demography dashboard. So I'm not going to repeat the same process here again. So I'm going to pause this video, then we'll come back, then we'll continue with the rest part of the video. All right, welcome back. Yeah, we are able to like design the what's it called, change the topic, change the title. So you can see the title has already been changed, number of users and average time per what's it called, per platform. You understand? So you can change that for your own. So and I actually added the icon. So the next thing we are going to do is that I want to change this total users. So you can see that I have underscore here. So let me just select this and then I'll select this. I'll go to the visualization. So I'll right click on this and I'll say rename for this visual. So this one is going to be number of users and I hit enter. So for the average minutes, I'll right click. I'll say rename for this visual. Then I'll have it to be average time, average time, and I hit enter. Okay, here we go. So for these two as well, I'll select this, right click here, I'll rename for this visual, say number of users, hit enter, right click, average time, hit enter, I'll select this, right click here, I'll rename for this visual and I'll say number of users, number of user. Oh, rename for this visual, average time, hit enter. This person here too. Sorry, yeah. Right click here, rename for this visual, number of user, rename, rename for this visual, average time, hit enter. So I would just select this and where I have my X, let me rename that to rename for this visual. I'll rename this to user, not users. I'll come back here to, I'll right click, number of user. Okay, and what other things again? Okay, this one now let's change, let's rename our title. So I'm going to select this, then the title, move on to the y-axis for the title. This should be number of user, hit enter. Now let me close this. Well, let me come down to this. The close this, close this. Now the secondary Y has this. So let's drag this down here. We have the value and we have the title. So the title, let's drag down here. Let's say this is going to be average time. So we have that here. So select this. For the title, this is going to be number of user. You can see that that's changed. Oh, sorry. Okay, yes. Let me see. This is secondary. We don't have secondary wires is there, sorry. So it's going to be the y-axis. The y-axis. Let's go to the title. For the y-axis, this is going to be number of user. Good. Okay, now the next one, which is this one. Now the title, number of user. Select this. Okay, let's close this. For the secondary y-axis, come down. The title is going to be average time. Good. Let's select this. Average time. So for the y-axis, it's going to be number of user. Okay, select this. Number of user. Average time already set out. Okay, let's go to the title. This is going to be number of user. The reason why I'm doing this is that everything has to be consistent. Number of user. User. Then we have number of user 2 as well. Number of user. Okay, now perfect. Number of user, number of user. Good. Now let's move on to the next one. We've actually decorated this. Now we will go back to this. Let's see here. We have the behavior analysis for 18 to 27. Remember I said that we're going to do um, a drill down, like a report for 18 to 27 based on that behavior analysis. Now if I go to my user analysis, so now if I open my mouse on 18 to 20, if I right click on it, let me move my mouse on this, you can see I see drill through. From drill through I can choose the behavior analysis of 18 to um 27. Once I select that, it's going to take me to the behavior analysis of 18 to 27. So we're going to do that now. I'm going to do one of it, then I'll pause the video, then you can carry out the rest one by yourself. So this is the age group for 18 to 27 reports. This is their behavior. This is their behavior. So let's wait for it to come up. So this is what you have here. So you have this. Now let's move on to the let's create this now. Let me show you how we are going to create this. So I'll move back to this, then let me go back to my this one. So I will right click here, then I'll duplicate. So let me rename this to 17 to 28 behavior analysis. Hit enter. So one more thing, um for that to happen, I need to bring down my age group into this field here, which is the keep all filter. So let me drag this down, then I'll select this 27, this one. I'll check this. So this is going to drain down everything for this age group. So let me rename this again. This is from 18 to 27. This is 18 to 27. Let me put 27 here. Now this is 18. 18. Then I'll hit enter. Alright. 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 Good. So this one give us a detailed analysis for 18 to 27, telling us that they actually spend more time on Instagram and they have a high number of them, high users in the TikTok, but they spend more time in Instagram, and, what's it called, in Facebook, and less time on YouTube. So I've done this one now. You can actually now automate the process by doing the rest age group by yourself. So I will just rename this to reports. Let me check. Let me see what I wrote there. Age group, age group 18 to 27 reports. Control Z, Control Z. Age group 18 to 27 reports. So let me just select this and just delete, and then I can just bring that here. So you can see that automatically, the moment that I did that drill down, this button came up. So let me align this center. You can see that automatically the moment I drill this down, this button came up. So this button is called back. So once I press Control and click on it, it takes me back to my previous page. So we can just select this, and let me just drag this down and readjust this properly. So now you can do the rest. You can do the one for different age group. I've done for 18 to 27 this in our video here. So you can do the rest for. So wait, I can do one. Let me just do one more. Then let me do one more. Select this. I'll do one more so you can do the rest yourself. So let me go back to my demography analysis again. No, that should be my reports the behavior analysis. All right. I would want to. I'll duplicate this again. I'll say duplicate. So let me just go back to this. Let me see the age group. Age group 28 to 36, 28 to 36, 28 to 36, 28 to 36. So I'll right click here. I'll say rename. It's going to be 28 to 36 behavior analysis. Hit enter. So let me go down to my age group and I'll drag this inside here and I'll drag down. I'll check this. So automatically you can see this back arrow shown again. So let me select this and just adjust this person here. Select this, do Ctrl A, I do Ctrl V. So let me just rename this to 28 to 36. Now I'll select this, adjust a little bit, then adjust that work. So good, perfect. So this one give us a report for 28 to 36. So this is how they interact to the internet. It shows us for 28 to 36. It shows us that they spend less time on Instagram. Remember that from 18 to 27 spend more time on Instagram, but in this case, these people they spend less time on Instagram, and why they spend more time on YouTube. You can see these are people that probably they are into how to get their life better and things like that. So they spend more time on YouTube and spend more time, quite a little more time too on Facebook too as well. So thank you very much. The thing is that you can do the same for different age groups. So we're not going to continue the process for different age groups. So you can do that yourself. Now let's move on to the next dashboard we are going to be creating. We want to create a effect analysis. So what is the effects of all these things to them? What is the effect? Now let's go to this our dashboard and we'll come down to the effects analysis on age group. That is, it cannot be age group, but it can just be like this is effects analysis. Let me rename this to on users because it's not particularly on the age group per se. So it's just going to be on users. On users. Okay, yeah, it's age group because I actually bring down age group here. On age group. Let's see. Let me see. On different age group. Age group. Hit enter. So this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to check the productivity level. We're going to check the reason why they are using the social media, their addiction level, and we're going to check the relationship between production and addiction level. And we are going to do this too as well. You understand? So that's what we're going to do now in this our next dashboard that we're going to be creating. Now let me select this. All right, let's move on to the next one. Let me come up here. So we are going to, let me see what we're going to duplicate. So let's just duplicate this, which is the demography analysis. Just right click on it, duplicate. All right, let's move. Let's look at the first one, which is in productivity level, productivity table. Okay, let's go to the productivity level. So let's rename this to the effects analysis. It's enter. All right, let's select this, and I'm going to use this. I'm just going to remove this, remove the gender, then go to the age group, then click on age group, then drag to the age group, drag it to the y-axis. Okay, the total user, we're not going to use that. Okay, this data we're going to use that, just leave that there. And let's check the productivity level. Yeah, let's drag this to the legend. Drag this to the legend. Now we'll convert this to percentage. I want us to convert this to percentage, but I still need to create a measure called percentage, which is going to be, I would right click here. I'll say new measure. We're going to change this total users to percentage, but let's create a measure for that. Okay, now before we calculate our percentage, we need to get a denominator whereby when we slice by age group, we are not getting an error, probably like 100%. You understand? So we are going to use what we call calculate to achieve that. So I'll say um, number of users, or let me put it like number underscore or underscore users without filter, without age group filter, age group, age group underscore filter. Okay, which is equals to calculate number total users, comma, or age group, table age group, close the brackets, and I'll close the brackets. All right, let me bring this out. This table, let me bring out table. Oh no, I don't want that. Control Z. Okay, click outside here. So let me bring out table. Now let me just expand this. Then I have my age group inside the column. I have my number of users with us. I put this here, which is 1000, right? Then I have my number of users and I bring it here, right? Which is, look at this, I'm having this figure. Now I yeah, now I let me just remove this first. Let me remove the age group first. Let me cancel the age group. Now see what is going to happen. I have 1000, 1000, right? So if I wanted to divide this by this, if I want to divide this by this, I'll get 1. 1 times 1, 100 is 100. So if I bring in my age, the age group inside here, so what happened is that this guy here, which is this age 18 to 27, is not featuring this number because of what we told you. So we should calculate the total users, whereby you're going to remove filter coming in from the age group, but other filters can actually interact with it. But you're not going to add filter coming in from the age group. So if I now say total users divided by this number, I'm going to get the figure that I want times 100. You see, we understand now. So that's what we're trying to achieve. If I do not calculate this, I will not be able to get my denominator whereby I can be able to multiply divided by this to get it. So that's why I actually did number of users without age group filter. So let me just remove this. This is just for explanation. We don't need this. Now let's just right click and do new measure, which is percentage. Let's limit as percentage, which is equals to total user divided by number underscore users without filter. Now in this perfect, then it's enter. Then we change this to, we click on this format. We click on this format, this general. We change this to percentage. So I'll select this. Now I'll change this to, for the total users, I don't need that. I'm going to bring in the percentage. That's what I'm going to use. Okay. Now I'll bring out my data label. Let me bring out my data label. I'm going to own my data label, but off it because it's too crowded. Now let's move on to the next one, which is reason for using social media. The reason for using social media. Let's choose this person here. Let's go to our fact table. We're going to remove this. Reason for what should be on the x-axis. I'm going to remove the y-axis, and I'll bring in my percentage, which is under the measure. I'll drag that into the y-axis. Okay, no, this should be under the legend. Then the age group will be in the x-axis. Okay, there we go. Now let's proceed to the next one. the addiction level. So I'll select this addiction level. I'm going to use this. I don't need the location. I'll bring in the age group inside here. I don't need the total users. I'll bring in the percentage, inside here. Where's my percentage? I'll bring a percentage inside here. No, oh yeah, yeah. So the legend addiction level. So let's go to the addiction table. In the addiction table, we'll have addiction group. I'll bring it out to the legend. Okay, good. Now on my fact table, let's go and uncheck this. Uncheck that. So let's move on to the next one, which is we want to do a relationship between um between productivity and addiction level. So I'll select this. I'll change this to scatter plots. So let remove the value, age group value, salary group, sorry. Then I'm going to remove this. So under my addiction table, I'll bring in the addiction level to the x-axis. Then the productivity to the y-axis. So we can see that we have a negative relationship. We have a negative relationship which says that as addiction level, let me see, this is addiction level in the x-axis. As addiction level goes up, the productivity level actually comes down. So that's a negative relationship. Shows that people that are addicted to social media, the productivity levels actually comes down, which is very rational. So let's bring in the age group. Age group into the legend. Okay. But sincerely, I don't think we need that. Let's just remove that. Let's just leave it like this. All right. Select these two as well. So we're going to bring in a matrix for this. A matrix and okay. And I'll come back with that for that. I'm going to bring in a matrix. Let's just come back with that. Let's select this. Now we want to bring in, we want to do a matrix to check our age group in the row, video demography category, and the counts of users. So with this, we want to know what kind of this thing they actually go for, what kind of video they go for. So I'm going to remove this. The age group will be in the row, the video category which is under the fact table, video category. Let me check that. The video category will be under the columns. There, here we go. Okay, so now let's start designing. Let's start designing. Let's start designing. Select this. I'm just gonna click on delete. I don't need that. So okay. Okay, let me just adjust this and then adjust this and adjust this. Oh, it's right. Okay, sorry. I mean, think it's perfect this way. All right, let's start designing. Now, this one I'll select this. I don't need this. Delete. I'll select this. I'll delete it. I'll select this. Delete. I'll select this and I'll delete. All right. So select this and I'll drag this down a little bit. So what's left for us is just to change our title and I'll format this then up here. So I'll start from this first one. So let me see what I have here, which is productivity level. So productivity level, select this, then I'll go to the here. So I don't need, under the legend, I don't need the title. I'm going to off that. For the general, I'll go to the title, then I'll rename this to select all productivity level. Hit enter. So the next one I want it to be, let me see. This is going to be reason for using social media. Reason for using social media. So for this, I'm going to remove the title as well. Don't need the title. Come here, and then I'll move on to, let's see what we have here. Addiction level. Let's move on to the general. Country A, addiction level. Okay, good. So for this one, I'm gonna bring in like this is going to be relationship between productivity and addiction level. So I'll select this, then I'll country A, relationship between relationship between productivity and addiction level. Productivity and addiction level. All right. Now let's bring out, we don't have title here, so we need to work on that. So let's go to the visual. For our x-axis, remember our x-axis is what? Let me go check that. We just need to confirm our x-axis is addiction level. So go here. So I'm going to come down. So I'm going to on the title. So which is the addiction level, which is correct. Addiction level. Okay. Make it okay like that. Okay. Now let's move on to the next one, which is the y-axis. So close this, move on to the y-axis. Productivity level. Okay, so leave it like that. All right. Okay, now the next one, let's move on to the next one. Okay, now we want to format this. So let's select this and just format. So come here. Now you're going to right click here. I'll say conditional formatting. You're going to do background color. So here is going to be from light red to dark red. Now it's okay. Okay, so meaning that most of them go for jokes and memes. That's why we have this color like this. So let's go to this, format your visual. Then we move on to the column header, the row header. So sorry, let me move on to this. I'm coming. Okay, column header. So let's go to the column header. Now the background color, we're going to use blue. Okay, so let's close this. Column row grand total, drag down, choose this color. Now let's go to, let's try to bring in our icon. From our icon, then we proceed on creating our button. So go to insert, icon, go to insert, we bring in image. So after bringing this, I'll pause the video, then I'll bring in the rest. So you can bring in the rest yourself. I'll pause the video. Now bring in this one. Let me bring in this one. Let me see the next one. All right, welcome back. Yeah, we have bringing the bringing the what's it called, the icons and everything. So now we are actually done with all this analysis. We can actually see that Now, for before we proceed, let's look at this thing. This is not well arranged. So I'll select this. I'll click on these three dots and I'll say sort as is by age group. Again, sort as is by sort ascending. So the same thing with goes for these two as well. Let me close this up. So I'll select this and click on these three dots. Sort ascending by the age group. Then sort as is by ascending. So I'll select this. Okay, no, we're not doing that for yeah. Okay, good, perfect. So now we are no aside from this, let's select this and sort as by age group. Click on this, then say source as is by ascending. Perfect. All right. We're going back to our demography analysis. We want to create a button that will link us to this page. So let's create a button that will link us to this page. Let's create a button up here that will link us to this page, to our behavior, no, to the effects analysis page. So let me just drag this down a little bit, drag this down a little bit, and drag this down a little bit. Okay, now let's bring call in a table, bring in a button. So for us to do that, we're going to bring in. I'll click on this drop down here. So I want. Let me check this one. I want a shape. Yeah, a rounded. I want a shape. So I will just adjust this and bring that here and adjust this out a little bit. Good. Now before we go, let's go back to our effects analysis. So let's go back to our effects analysis. Now we are going to do something. We are going to go to the view. Go to the view. Now go to the bookmark. Now I want to bookmark this page and click on add. Then rename this to effects analysis and hit enter. Okay, now back to my demography analysis. So I'm going to select this. So just close this first. We don't need that. Then go to the formats. So I want to design this just the way we have this button here. Just the way we have our button. Just where we have this button here. So that's where we're going to format it. So I'll come back to this. So now the shape, click on the shape. No, let's go to the style. So the color will be blue. Now we want text. I'll on the shoulder and I'll on this as well. I'll then try to adjust this out a little bit, then bring this up. Yeah. So for the text, I'll write in effects analysis. analysis. So I'll change this to bold, and let me just drag this down. I'll change the font color to black. Good. So let's close this. Just close the style. We are done with the style. So let's give it action. We click on the action, then what action do you want it to do? We're going to click on, we want it to click on bookmark. So what kind of bookmark? Remember that we went to go and bookmark that page. You click on, we want effects analysis. So that's all. Just close this. So if I open my mouse on it, you can see it's saying control click to follow link. So if I press on control on my keyboard and click on it, it takes me to effects analysis, which is this page. You can see how you can navigate from one button to the another one. So we're going to bring in a button here, which is a back button. So let's go to the insert and click on back. Click on back. So that one, we drag it down here. Just close it a little bit. So if I press on control and click on back, so that should take me back to the previous page, which is this page that I'm coming from. So that's it. That's all for the projects. So we've finally done this our analysis, which actually, number one, it tells us how our users has been distributed. It tells us the behavior of analysis based on different demography, and it shows us the effects on these users. Now if I go to my effects analysis, let me just give us a breakdown of this. Now we can actually see that from the age group, the productivity level is high in 18 to 27, and it's actually low in the productivity level is low, which is we can see strong means that they have strong productivity level. You understand? Why for other age group we can see that it's actually for this age group 37 to 45, we have a low, mid. They are mid, and they are not really doing well based on productivity level. Now let's go to let me just select this. I don't want this. I'll go to here, the legend. I don't want the title. I'm gonna off the title, so the title is gone. So for the addiction level, we can see that age of 55 to 64 has the highest addiction level, and it is actually not much within the age of 18 to 27. From here we can see that the relationship between productivity level and addiction level shows that the higher number of addiction level, the lower the productivity level. And from here we can actually see that they actually go for memes and jokes for different users. Different users go for memes and jokes the more. So thank you very much, and please don't forget and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And there is one project that I'll be dropping very soon. I'm working on that too as well. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is what actually motivates me to create videos like this. Thank you very much. Let me remind you again, my name is Okon Samuel, and my YouTube channel is Victor the Analyst.